DelusionDispeller, and I'm going to talk to you instead of covering the red flags right now. We're going to talk about signs of abuse in your relationship. The first sign, and it kind of goes in a wheel. I don't know if you can see this. This is the abuse wheel. It goes around just like a wheel would. Starting with intimidation. Does your partner make you afraid by glaring, using some type of looks, actions, or gestures? Smashing things, throwing things around, wrecking your property, mistreating your pets, your children, or you? Showing you weapons, pointing to a gun, showing you that they have a knife, insinuating that something bad will happen if you dare to speak up to them. That's called intimidation or even harassment. It's not okay in relationships. The next one is using emotional abuse. Putting you down, making you feel bad about who you are, calling you names, mocking you, telling you you're crazy. It's different than saying, oh, you're crazy, like silly crazy. I'm talking about somebody that really insists that you are nuts, and they're going to prove to you that you are before long you start believing that you are, when you knew you really weren't to begin with. Playing head games is another thing. Humiliating you. Making you feel guilty for things you shouldn't feel guilty about. Maybe things that they did, and twisting it around so that it looks like you did them. Using isolation. Do they keep you away from your family? Do they take you away from your friends? Do they try to control everything that you do? Who you see, who you talk to, what you read, your hobbies, your interests, where you go is a big one. There used to be a person in my life that I couldn't walk by this person without him saying, where are you going? What are you doing? How long is it going to take you? When are you going to be done? Who's going to be there? You know, it makes you feel smothered. It makes you feel watched, maybe even stalked. It's not okay. Limiting people that you're with, telling you you can't hang around with certain friends because they don't like them. Using jealousy. Who are you going to be with tonight? Do I know him? And sure, you know, they'll say things like, oh, sure, you're just going over to have a cup of coffee. I know there's more to it than that. When really this person may just be a friend and they're jealous and insecure. Sometimes they'll use jealousy to justify their actions and say, you know, well, the last time I couldn't trust you because you did such and such, so now I'm not going to trust you either. Well, a relationship that's not based on trust is not a relationship you need to be having. How about minimizing, denying, blaming you, making light of any abuse that occurs, and not taking your concerns into consideration, not taking you seriously when you say you're upset about something they did or said, saying that the abuse did not happen, making you think that maybe you just imagined it all, maybe you're exaggerating. That's a favorite one of narcissists especially. They'll try to make you think that you're just making it all up in your head to cause problems and that kind of thing. Shifting responsibility for the abuse, saying that you caused it. A lot of times on domestic violence situations, like on TV, Lifetime is a big one with this one, Lifetime Movie Network, you'll hear the guy say, see what you made me do, after he just beat up the woman, his girlfriend, his wife, whoever, his significant other. If only you wouldn't constantly do such and such, I wouldn't beat you, I wouldn't hurt you, I wouldn't have, usually they say, I wouldn't have to do this to you, as if they're somehow compelled and they must pay you back with revenge because you somehow did something that you don't even know what you did. That's not okay. None of these things are okay in relationships, and when I come back I'll be talking about 4 more types of these things that are very concerning in relationships that you should not put up with. So we are talking about the abuse cycle of a relationship. It could be termed red flags, but we're going to be getting onto more of that a little bit later in some other videos. So for now, we're just talking about the wheel. It's right here, and I went over these first 4. Using intimidation, using emotional abuse, using isolation, and minimizing, denying, and blaming. So come back for the next video where we're going to be talking about using your children to control you, using the fact that he's a male to control you, using money to control, and using coercion and threats. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. This is Delusion Dispel reminding you that number one, I am not a counselor legally yet. I am working towards a bachelor degree, which I will have probably by December. But I can give you advice, although I cannot diagnose. I can give you advice. I can point out things that I see. I cannot diagnose anybody. Second of all, do not keep the secrets. Make sure you tell a safe person if you are in danger. Get the help that you need. Do not stay tied to whatever situation you're in. You do not have to. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. God bless you, and I'll talk to you next video. Thank you.